Alright, check. Hope everyone's having a good day out there today. Let's bring up the chat. Welcome. Going to be doing some technical analysis on CRO today, showing you some live trades. I've just entered into a BTC trade. I'm going to be maybe looking at potentially entering into a CRO trade. Going to give you guys the opportunity to win 1,000 CRO every single week. I'm going to talk about how you can do that. A little bit of stuff on CRO news as well as the broader markets as well, guys. We will get a bit more of a regular pattern with the actual streaming itself in the next few weeks. I'm just on the road at the moment, heading back up from southern Thailand back up to northeastern Thailand where my main base currently is. So yeah, apologize for any of the kind of inconsistencies traveling on the road. So look, let's just get straight into it, guys. I'm going to be streaming for maybe 30 to 45 minutes tonight, depending on how things go. We have just entered into this BTC 5x long trade, as you can see here. I'm currently up. I entered in at a price of just under 90,000. I wanted to get in under 90,000, not my whole account, okay. I just entered in with a margin of $100, but that puts me at $500 considering I've taken 5x leverage, okay. 100 times 5, of course, being 500. My entry price, as you can see down here, was 89,831, and the current price is 90,205, and this is my unrealized P&L here, just sitting just above. But folks, this particular trade, I'm not looking to short term it. This is a bit of a scalp, so I'm happy to let this run for a while, and I'm setting a pretty loose stop on this one. Okay, so I've got my stop loss way down here at 79,000. Okay, I want to just let this one ride. Okay, I want to let it ride, prepared to take a $60 loss on that, and my current take profit there is 94,000, which will be a nice little $23 gain. And if this drops a little bit more down, say it drops into the mid 80s or even the low 80s, I'll look to progressively scale in here. Okay, folks. Now, I want to start off, folks, by talking to you about giving you the opportunity to win 1,000 CRO. Yes, folks, you heard it correctly. We had our first winner announced yesterday, I believe, for the 1,000 CRO weekly giveaway for the CRO Bro stream. That's right, folks. You heard it right. Every single week, I'm going to be giving away 1,000 CRO and announcing the winners on Friday, and it's super duper easy to enter, guys. It's a collaboration with Bitunix, guys. Bitunix is the only exchange, well, not the only exchange, but it's the main exchange I use for trading, especially leverage trading over here. And my purpose really is to help absolute beginners and beginners understand that there is a safe way to just trade, period, trade on smaller leverage, okay, and just give you a bit of an understanding about how you can analyze the charts, whether you're doing scalp trading, swing trading, and even if you're a veteran trader, an expert trader. Bitunix, guys, if you're American, if you're European, it is hands down the best exchange to use. There is no KYC, there's no VPN. They got the best spreads on the market, and in my opinion, the best interface in terms of an exchange. Okay, really nice. All right, and right now I've got a really good offer going on. Okay, whereby if you go ahead and deposit 200 bucks, you get 40 back. Deposit 500 bucks, get 100 back. Deposit 1,000 bucks, get 200 back. Deposit 2,000 bucks, get 400 bucks back. And then once you go ahead and do that deposit, just place one trade, guys, okay, on spot or on futures, and you'll basically be entered into the draw for that 1,000 CRO giveaway that I do every single week. So that's how you basically enter into that draw. All right, again, like I said, winners will be announced every Friday, and we'll be calling you out by your user ID. And then basically all you have to do is then when I call out user ID, you're going to hit me up on a direct message on my X account. Send me a screenshot of your user ID and your Bitunix account, and I'll be sending you that 1,000 CRO token. So really simple to enter, okay? And if you're kind of wondering, well, so what is the purpose of really watching this stream? Well, it's a CRO Bro stream. I'm hoping to get a close friend of mine who is also massive in the CRO community on these streams a bit more regularly at some point, but for now I'm going to be going solo on these streams. I'm going to be talking to you about important CRO news, guys, that's coming up, all right, all the time. I'm going to be breaking down really important things regarding CRO news, how it affects the market. I'm going to be giving you a bit of a look at the macro climate, where we are in crypto. And look, I'm not just going to be here shilling $1 CRO to the moon all the time, okay? I'm going to give you my honest, unbiased breakdowns every single video, and we are going to be going through doing technical analysis on CRO token. I'm going to be showing you whether you're a short, medium, long-term trader, a hodler, a dollar cost average kind of guy. All right, I'm going to be showing you whether I think it's a good time to buy, sell, or hold. Okay, the main indicators we are going to be using are the auto fib extension and retracement. We're going to be using the pivot points, the EMAs, okay, and the RSI as well. All right, but we're keeping it pretty simple. Okay, that's how we do it over here. If you enjoy the stream, please do take a moment to like it, hit notifications, subscribe, and get active and say hey in the chat. Okay, because I will go ahead and get back to everyone. So we'll just take a bit of a quick look and see here. As we can see here, we've dipped below 90,000 again for BTC. We will take a bit of a look at the BTC chart as well. We're always going to be doing a bit of analysis on the BTC chart. And the reason why, folks, we do analysis on the BTC chart and not just the CRO chart is because, like most altcoins, CRO token does still correlate with BTC, but if we can get good at understanding how it correlates with BTC, we can take good moves on CRO token. Okay, we can take good moves there. And actually, if you have been following my last stream, you would have seen I actually put a limit buy on CRO, and we actually got a little good winning position on CRO, which I can actually show you. All right, and we closed it at a $5 profit. Okay, as we can see here, this was the position here. Okay. The CRO USDT 5X, okay, that was the 8th. Yeah, that was yesterday, I do believe. Okay, we closed that position, and yeah, basically we got a P&L of $5.11, and yeah, that was actually a pretty good close. So what I did with that one is I actually moved my my stop loss up to my take profit there, okay, to actually make that happen there. And then yeah, we basically got wicked out because BTC had a little bit of a dump, okay. But it's looking like, BTC on the 4-hour chart is getting a little juicy. We'll do a proper analysis in a minute, okay. We'll go through it properly. I want to show you guys, take you guys through the time frames, how we do it. But basically, BTC's been grinding up on the 4-hour, got up to this little level right here, okay, and then got kind of like a fat rejection, got pushed underneath the EMAs, and basically has gone down to essentially test the P level here. We call this the point of control. Okay, so this is where there is the most or the massive amount of volume from buyers and sellers. This is like the zone here. Okay, so it's a pretty powerful point here, pretty powerful, I'm talking about this orange line here, level of support that we do need to pay attention to. And notice how, guys, this is no coincidence. BTC has wicked down to this line. Okay, so it's 89,427. That is the line, and we are currently sitting at 90,000. Okay, so this is a really strong support. It is no surprise that also on the last 4-hour candle, this big full-bodied red candle here, BTC has run down, and also we haven't even wick tapped 89,427. We actually only got to around about, yeah, 89,599 before coming back up. Okay, so yeah, anyway, we'll take a bit of a closer look at that at the moment, guys. So yeah, but again, remember, guys, if you're gonna come away and trade, the link to get signed up to Bitunix, guys, and win 1,000 CRO every single week on the best exchange for Americans and Europeans, guys, the link to do it will be in the actual chat. Okay, it's a pinned comment in the chat there, so you can go ahead and do it. It's right here, guys, up in the chat. You can see it right there. Yeah. All right. So go ahead and get signed up. It's free to do it and enter in to win 1,000 CRO, guys. Remember, deposit 200 bucks, get 40 back, deposit 500, get 100 back, deposit 1,000, get 200 back, deposit 2,000, get 400 back. Guys, Bitunix will literally pay you money to enter my competition to win 1,000 CRO, and I'm doing it every single week, and you can make an account with the best exchange for Americans, Europeans. No VPN, no KYC, no BS. Keep your stuff private, okay? That's how we go ahead and do it. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to actually start and have a look at a couple of important points here. So the crypto fear and greed index is currently sitting at extreme fear. So just straight up, okay, when you're sitting in at extreme fear, this is always a pretty good time to buy, in my opinion. If we go over and have a bit of a look at Polymarket, really important metric that I'm keeping a bit of an eye on here is the Fed decision in December. Okay, so we've got a 1% chance of a 50 basis point cut and a 94% chance of a 25 basis point cut. Okay, so that basically means we have a 95% chance of a rate cut this month in December. I believe it's actually coming in a few days. Okay, so not sure, that could already be priced in terms of its bullishness in the market. Okay, we could already have that front run a little bit, but when the decision actually comes through, do expect some volatility typically with BTC. All right, so that's pretty much where we're at. Okay, so we'll just have a bit of a look at how our little trade's going, our position here on BTC. As we can see there, it's currently up $2.56. Okay, $2.56. But yeah, this is a swing trade, guys, here for BTC. I'm going to be leaving this one, and we'll also be looking at potentially opening a trade on CRO. We might not enter in at market, but we might set up a limit buy similar to what we did last time on CRO. And as we can see here, this is the last trade that we entered on CRO. Entered here on December 7th. All right. And we managed to sell up here the following day. Okay, so we sold at 10,359 and we bought in at 10,224. Okay, so made a nice little gain there, $5. Can't complain. $5 with a small margin balance on a 5x. That's how we do it, guys. You stack a few of those up, you start to make some good money. All right, that's how we do. That's how we do. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at let's have a look at BTC, okay? And then we'll go ahead and have a bit of a look at CRO coin, okay? So as I said, BTC, we're gonna just have a quick look at the daily. In fact, we'll have a quick look at the weekly first, okay? Like to scale right out, reset the chart view. All right, we'll come through and have a bit of a look here. So as we can see, the weekly chart, look, I would argue that we're still bullish on the weekly, okay? Some could argue that we are starting to show some weakness, particularly around here, okay? This red candle here came down, fortunately didn't wick through, but definitely got close to touching the point of control, a really important support level on the weekly chart, which is 80,149. Now, if we got a full-bodied red candle weekly close below this orange line, quite frankly, that would be really bearish, in my opinion. That wouldn't be good. Fortunately, we managed to eat that up, and we managed to actually set a nice little green candle here, and we basically got back above a very important EMA here. Okay, we got back above a very important EMA, being the 100 EMA right here on the weekly. Okay, so really important to get above that blue line there, and as we can see, yeah, we basically finished 1, 2, and we're looking to hopefully finish 3 weeks in a row comfortably, not only above the 100-week moving average, but also above the point of control here. So two extremely important lines in the sand, extremely important support lines, and also the 0.786 fib fib retracement level, which is basically this blue line here, where my cursor is right here. This is also a level where we're seeing a lot of buy pressure right here for BTC. So really important levels here, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Really important levels of support. So I'm telling you right now, if we get a weekly close below 80,149 BTC and consequently CRO token is going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so we need to make sure BTC, ideally, really we want it to stay above 85,000. Okay, even if we drop down to like 86, 87,000, that's still like okay, but 86, 87,000, we want to be above that. 90,000 right now, we're still in a pretty good spot, and yeah, the weekly chart isn't looking too bad. And again, based on these zones here, as we can go and have a bit of a look. Okay, look at these zones here, here, okay, big moves to the upside, okay, from here to here, big move, that's a 93% move, okay, check it again, from here, bottom to top, okay, we're talking a 70% move, okay, so, it wouldn't be surprising to me if we do hold above these important levels here, we could easily see another 70-80% move for BTC sometime in the remainder of Q4 or early Q1 2026. This is not just woo-woo stuff, guys. This is based on the TA on the weekly chart here. BTC isn't looking bad on the weekly chart, okay? This is just the data. This is what it's saying. It's looking all right, okay? So let's now zoom in. All right, let's zoom into the one-day chart, because this is normally how I like to do my analysis. I like to start, because I'm doing swing trading as well as scalping. We're starting on the weekly, working to the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and so on. Now, guys, if you're enjoying the stream today and you've just jumped in, say hi in the chat, subscribe, hit notifications, and please do. What you can do for me is just hit that like button. Okay, hit that like button. Get this stream shared around. Would really appreciate that. Okay, we're going to come into the daily chart. What's happening, Zar Crypto? Good to have you here. Crow Bro, currently super busy kicking ass in main city, but coming soon to share some love to the Crow fam. Nice, good to hear it, Zar Crypto. We'll look forward to you getting in here, mate. Thanks for jumping on and getting in the chat. Okay, so let's reset the chart view here on the daily chart for BTC, and let's have a bit of a look at what's going on. So the daily chart, yeah, look, to be fair, it ain't looking great. Okay, the general trend of the daily chart here for BTC is bearish, but it looks as though from this point here, which would be Friday the 21st of November, we have began to start a pretty obvious undeniable uptrend, okay, from here. All right, pretty obvious undeniable uptrend from the 21st of November, okay, and we know it's an uptrend because we can take this here. We've got this first low here, okay, sitting at 80,797. Got the second low here, 83,757, and you can argue this is a third low here at 87,987. Okay, so we are setting sort of, well, we got one here, but one, two, okay, higher lows, okay, higher lows here, and we're even setting higher highs as well, okay, so it's not looking too bad for BTC on the daily time frame, okay, but I would argue, this is still very much, overall it's still bearish on the daily, okay, it is still bearish on the daily, but the most important level that we need to first look at reclaiming, in my opinion, is this red line right here. This red line right here is the 20 EMA for Crow. So the last 20 days, the average price of the last 20 days of price action for Crow. And as you can see, we have struggled to break through it, okay? We struggled to hold above it here on the 3rd of December, 4th of December. We just wicked back down, and now it's almost like we're doing an underside retest, and quite frankly, right now it's looking bearish, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a test of maybe this uptrend line here, okay? We could even test somewhere in the realm of 87,000, something like that. Okay, it wouldn't be foreign to see in the next maybe, I don't know, 2-3 days to come and test this uptrending line that I've drawn here, or perhaps this 0.5 auto retracement zone here, okay, which basically is sitting at 87,371. Okay, now what wouldn't be great is if we kind of dip below sort of, let's just, yeah, this level here. Okay, on the daily, we've got a current support at 76,879. Really, a dip below 80,000 isn't going to be too favorable right now. Okay, but really to maintain this shorter term, I guess, bullish potential bullish trend reversal on the daily, we really need to be staying above, oh, ideally kind of 87, 88, 89,000, and that number is basically going to increase. But we, as time goes on, as the days go on, but basically we need to break above 91,332. That's the key level to hold above 91,332. And then, even more importantly, which is going to be a really heavy resistance, and again, it's coming back to that point of control. Now, we know that point of control is a really heavy point of resistance. It's right here, as we can see, the orange line again. It's popped up again, 94,000. And it's no surprise, this is no coincidence right here. On the 3rd of December, look at this. We got rejected here aggressively, and we bounced down, and then we've started a bit of a downtrend here, okay? It's no coincidence, okay? This 94,000 level on the daily is very important. So if we just keep it real simple, we want a clean break of 94,000, okay? We want to hold and break above 94,000. So we're a little bit lower below it right now. We're at 90,000. There is a hell of a lot of sell pressure right here at 94,000, okay? But the first target is 91,335. Guys, got 5 people in the stream. I do appreciate all of you. You subscribe for the raw and unbiased Crow TA and news and broader market analysis. Please do take a moment to hit the like button and go ahead and get signed up to Bitunix to enter into the 1000 Crow giveaway that we do every single week. Okay, So basically, if we can essentially break through the point of control, all right, for BTC here at 94,000, then we've got a little bit of room to the next resistance, to be frank. It's basically sitting at 97,000, which is a pretty good gain. So if we're looking to trade this, ideally we want to see a good clean break above 94,000, okay, a retest of that level. And then from there, we could honestly be looking at, we just be a bit more mature about it, not mature, but a bit more reserved about that take profit. You could be looking at a good 2.82% profit there. Okay, this space here, this is what we want to be looking for. This kind of space through here, where we don't have much resistance ahead. Okay, this is a good little level to look at. Okay, so just to show you again, guys, 94,000 is the level that we want to close above for BTC, and that is going to affect CRO token. Which, yes, I know. Don't worry, we're going to be having a look at CRO token very soon. But as I say, guys, I want to make sure I do this properly. You've got to do the TA on BTC at the same time you're doing it as CRO. Okay, because CRO will still, generally speaking, follow BTC, guys. Okay, so again, guys, if you just jumped into the stream, take a moment to hit the like button, and don't forget to enter into my 1000 CRO giveaway. All you need to do is go ahead and click on the link in my description here, get signed up to Bitunix, no VPN, no KYC, the best exchange and the best spreads for Americans. And if you deposit 2,000 bucks, you get 400 back. Everything in between, deposit 200 bucks, get 40 back, and I give away 1000 CRO every single week. And you just got to place a trade, simple as that. And yeah, smash the like button, subscribe, guys. Okay, so basically, yeah, let's go down to the 4-hour chart now for BTC. And the 4-hour chart, again, it's not looking too bad. Okay, again, we've kind of started this potential uptrend here. Okay, it lasted, well, it's been going on for a bit longer than the daily. All right, and yeah, in terms of the levels here, looks like we're testing the point of control here. All right, 89,427. Okay, so 89,427 again here. Didn't wick down, we got close. Okay, here, didn't wick into it, setting a bit of a higher low here from this 4-hour to this 4-hour. Right now is critical though. Okay, we're testing not one, but two EMAs. Right, we're testing the 20 and the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, which are very powerful resistances that are just ahead. And as you can see, we haven't actually been able to break through them. Okay, we went up and tested the 20 just here. All right, on this current 4-hour candle that we're in right now, but we're kind of struggling to hold above it. Okay, we had that big move up here and then that big move down here, right, where we fell through the EMAs. But look, this is looking like could potentially be an underside retest to the downside. So we could still be looking at, we could realistically still be looking at even a wick down to 89,002, right? So 89,200. If it gets to that level, that's where I'm going to be maybe sizing in another 5x long, maybe another $100 or $200 even. All right, 89,200. I'm going to be looking at that, and I'm actually going to go ahead and show you how I would actually go ahead and potentially put that buy order in. Okay, right now on BTC. All right, so if we just go ahead and look at BTC, for example, all right, just on my little test account here, as we can see, I've got $72 available. All right, so let's just say we want to do. Let's just say we want to do $20, okay? So we're going to set up a limit order, all right? I'm going to say 89,200 is the level, okay? That I'm looking at pretty attractively right there, okay? Then we can scale this up. I want to put, yeah, how much? $71 I've got right now. So just for an example, I'm going to put like 50 bucks, okay? Put 50 bucks, all right? And we can set up our take profit and stop loss here before we open the trade, even though it's a limit order, so I've got time. So my take profit, I'm just going to set it clean at 94,000 because that's a resistance level that we've got a good chance to basically wick through. So even at 5x leverage with just a small amount of cash, like 50 bucks, man, like it's not a lot. If it hits 94,000, we can still get $11.52 from that trade. It's not bad. Because I'm looking a bit more long term, I'm not looking on the scalp, I'm gonna set it at the proper invalidation, which is going to be all the way down to 79,000. So we'd be looking at copping a potential $24 loss on that. Okay, but I'm prepared to accept that because, look, quite frankly, I think the odds of BTC hitting 79,000 right now are becoming less and less likely each day based on how the market trend is looking. Okay, and it's as simple as that, folks. So for absolute beginners watching, that's how we do. All right, I've already got up here, my leverage is already set. Okay, so I've got leverage 5x, I'm doing a long. All right, if you want to go a bit less, say we can do 3, go a bit more. You're a bit more of an experienced seasoned trader, you can increase that. I'm just settling it. I'm settling with 5. You know, markets are pretty volatile, so I'm pretty happy with going at 5x leverage for now. Okay, and then you essentially open that long. All right, you want to check the details before you open up. Limit order 89,200 is the buy. It gives you the current market, the quantity there, the margin rate, and the liquidation price is actually set at 50,000 BTC for BTC. We're going to be taking profit a bit before that. Okay, so we'll go ahead, press confirm. Okay, and also you want to set your stop loss up because yeah, you don't want to risk sort of liquidating your whole account there. So then what we do is we can go over to open orders. We can just see, and our trade is right in there. So you check it out. Open orders, the trade's ready to go. Yeah, that's our long setup. And then over here, this TPSL, this is at my current take profit stop loss. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's set up there. And quick check in with our current position. Our BTC trade is up. Our BTC trade is up. Yeah, we're up 2.34% on this, which is $2.23. So that's pretty good, guys, right? I'm up 2.18% now. But what's cool is like, you know, it'll show you where you enter the trade with this line here, for instance. Okay, and it'll show you where the current price basically is as well. All right, so yeah, that's what I like, guys. You know, Bitunix, good little exchange to trade on. All right, so BTC. So we've just looked at the 4-hour. Let's go zoom in, look at the 1-hour chart, and then we'll maybe have a bit of a look at CRO after that. Okay, so the 1-hour chart, you know, it's kind of in a similar position to the 4-hour. It's not looking like amazing, to be honest. Again, it's looking like an underside retest of all 4 EMAs, but we are sitting above the point of control at 89,427. Okay, so this is like a tight range here where BTC could be moving from. So what we'd hope for is maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. Maybe this likely to sort of come down and test this level here. Maybe come up, second test, drop back down again, and then hopefully a bit of a break to the upside. Something like that. Okay, something like that is something that, you know, we'd hope for. And then we'd be looking to enter here, basically. These points here, all right? Kind of this 89,427 level, the point of control. That's a good entry level there. That's a good entry level there for Bitcoin, okay? To get stuck in at around that price, okay? So guys, don't forget to smash the like button on the stream. Do appreciate everyone being here for the stream today, okay? All right, so then, yeah, basically, and that's what we're after, guys. And, you know, if we can basically get above 90,766, all right, that's the 20, sorry, the 20 EMA for BTC. That's the area that we want to get to. Okay, 20 EMA. We want to get above 90,763. Got to get above that. Okay, currently at 89,977. Going to be interesting to see what happens here, how this all plays out. Okay, but that's where we're at there. And then of course, if you're someone that's scalping on the 15-minute chart or maybe less, then yeah, as you can see, the 15-minute chart, you know, we really tested that point of control. Can go over and see, yes, that point of control is just basically sitting here, okay, at about 89,909, all right, and, you know, it's a bit of a battle. We're right sort of in between that zone, okay, right in between that zone. Again, got to get above 90,384 and take out that short-term EMA. So BTC is trading under the EMAs generally at the moment, but above the point of control. So we're on an interesting point here. Okay, we could easily see a bit of a breakdown here. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and look at CRO on the weekly to start. Okay, so CRO token, how are we looking? So I think first of all, I'll just start off by saying, you know, is this a good time to buy CRO token if you are a hodler? My answer is yes, and that's not just about the TA on BTC, not just about the TA on CRO, but it's about a couple important points, plus a couple important news stories, okay, that have recently come out about CRO, which I think are extremely bullish for CRO. All right, so we've got the crypto fear and greed index set at 20 at extreme fear. Okay, so typically this is where you want to buy. So good time to buy CRO token based on this. The Fed rate cut, again, probably a lot of it's already priced in, but we got 95% chance of it coming through. All right, so that's not too bad. Okay, so that's definitely going to be bullish for CRO and BTC. Got some good news here. All right, so Lumexa Imaging Holdings LMRI is now open for pre-IPO orders. So, you know, this is pretty cool because Crypto.com is really getting into it when it comes to, you know, being able to deliver, sell, and trade stocks and shares. Okay, this is cool. I don't think this is available. I think this is only available for Americans. I don't think this is available everywhere, but this is definitely bullish for Crypto.com. Expanding what they do, expanding the networks. I mean, this is good. This is good stuff as far as I'm concerned, and this is great. This update essentially just came out 3 hours ago. Okay, breaking. CRO enters a new chapter in the US market. Crypto.com and 21 Shares US have formed a strategic partnership to enable proposed investment products tracking CRO. A proposed CRO private trust and ETFs, subject to approvals, are intended to expand regulated access to the Chronos ecosystem. An exciting milestone for the CRO fam. All right, so this is big, guys. Like this is, you know, this is pretty big. Let's have a bit of a quick look at that article before we go on and analyze the daily chart for CRO token. Okay. So Crypto.com and 21 Shares, yes, we know what it is. Okay, all right. So, you know, what does it actually go ahead to aim and do? The partnership, guys, aims to establish a CRO private trust and ETF. Okay, so this is great for regulation purposes just across the whole Chronos ecosystem. Okay, which is really, really cool. All right, so what have they said just straight off the leaf here? We're proud to partner with Crypto.com to help expand investor access to the Chronos ecosystem through innovative and transparent investment products. Okay, that's the global head of business, Federico Brokout. Yeah, head of business and development, basically. Okay, so it provides more ways for traders to engage with cryptocurrencies. It's central to our vision of further mainstreaming crypto. All right. So this is great. So if you didn't know who 21 Shares were, okay, 21 Shares is one of the world's leading crypto exchange traded product ETP providers and offers one of the largest suites of crypto ETPs in the market. The company was founded to make crypto more accessible to investors and to bridge the gap between TradFi and decentralized Fi DeFi. All right. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Very bullish development for Crypto.com and CRO token having that come through. Fantastic partnership with 21 Shares. Okay, let's get back over to the CRO TA here and have a bit of a look. Guys, if you're in the stream and you are enjoying it, please take a moment and smash that like button for me. I would really appreciate that. Let's get it going. Okay, so let's see. What have we got going on next here? So we're going to go down into the daily chart for CRO token. Have a bit of a look. I'll reset that chart view. And we'll kind of, just as a kind of zoom in there. So as for CRO token itself, it's actually trading below the point of control and has been for a little while, right, on the daily chart, which again just kind of says to me that, you know, this is not a bad spot to buy. Okay, it has actually been respecting this 20 EMA quite a bit. Okay, but it's looking like it might come up for a retest pretty soon. You know, so you could be looking at a little entry here, for example, and you could work it up to maybe this next line here. Could be a bit of a 5% gain there. Okay, when it works up to that EMA. So honestly, I don't think this is not necessarily the worst time to potentially look at a buy here. Of course, you are running the risk that it could run down a little further. As we can see here, it has been respecting this fib retracement line, the 0.786 fib retracement line right here. Okay, it respected it on the 1st of December here and respected it and came back up and closed above it on the 21st of November and also tapped down on the 22nd of November. Okay, so this is a very interesting line, quite frankly, on the daily chart and might even be a line where I may set a buy order for CRO, and that is, I might even set it a little bit higher. I might set it at 9831. All right, that could be an interesting level right there, 9831, because let's be honest, we tapped that on the 1st of December right there. Okay, or we could possibly come up a little higher, right? Could set it at just 10107. But you know what? I'm going to be a little greedier on this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and set a little buy order for CRO token. We may not, you know, we may not get it, all right. But I'm going to show you basically how we set up this buy order for CRO token right here. So again, guys, 4 people in the stream, appreciate all of you. If you wouldn't mind smashing the like button, if you're a part of the CRO fam, I'd really appreciate your support as well as everyone else's. So we are looking right now at the daily chart for CRO token. We're using the auto fib retracement. So basically, the deeper these lines get, that's kind of like the deeper the retracement. Okay, so the 0.786 level here, as you can see, it's been respected here on the 1st of December. It's been respected here on the 22nd of November, and also on the 21st here of November as well. We can see here. So I'm kind of actually thinking this is like potentially a pretty good zone to buy in. All right, 9857, but we'll revisit it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the shorter time frames first. Okay. But really, in terms of what we need to reclaim here, again, it's going to be the point of control. All right, 11,544 cents. But first, it is going to be, of course, the 20 EMA, and that is sitting at 10,858 cents for CRO token right now. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart just here. Okay, 4-hour chart. This is looking, still looking a little bearish, to be honest. Still looking a little bearish. Again, under the point of control. Need to get above 10,477. Alright. And as we can see here, we have dipped down to this support 1 here at 10,204 a few times. So again, that could be a potential buy zone. Around 10 cents. Around 10 cents potential buy zone. Okay, for CRO token here. Again, we really do need to reclaim this level here at 10,473. This orange line here, the point of control, we need to get above this level. Alright, we really do. Okay, that is kind of like the level to get above right there. Alright, so, and then after that, we've got 10,451. Alright, so yeah, we got a bit to do on the 4-hour. Got a bit of work to do on the 4-hour chart for CRO token. So let's go to the 1-hour chart for CRO and have a bit of a look, see what's going on. Now on the 1-hour chart, as we can see, we've had this big alley wick down, but we can see there's quite a bit of buy pressure here. The bulls are really stepping in at the 0.786 auto fib level here. Okay, it's no coincidence. We're getting bought up here. Okay, so quite frankly, the alley chart's actually looking pretty juicy for a potential long or a potential buy if we kind of get, if we kind of hit, this level here, 10,272, not a bad little level. I'd say we're just, even, to be fair, like even buying here, we could potentially have a run up on the 1-hour. If we're just focusing on trading like the 1-hour, we could easily have a run up to sort of here. Alright, that would be a 0.78% gain. You trade that on 5x, okay? You're looking at a 3-4% gain on that, I mean 4% gain on that. So based on the 1-hour, this really isn't looking like, there's definitely worse time to enter CRO token here. Alright. As I've said, but if you're a long-term hodler for CRO right now, this is a good spot to buy. This is a good spot to DCA. We're under, we've got the, we're in extreme fear. We've got the rate cut set in at 95% here. We're trading underneath the EMAs on the 1-hour, the 4-hour, the daily. Okay, trading under the point of control. Bears are analytically they're starting to get tired. Bears are starting to get tired. This is 10 cents for CRO. Like this is a good sort of area to really buy, because don't forget that on the 25th of August this year, we got right up to this R3 resistance level on the pivot points at 38 cents. We got up to 38 cents, guys. 38 cents for CRO. I mean, that was on the 25th of August. We got to 38 cents. All right. Do I think we'll get there again? It's possible that we do get there again. All right. I don't think it's going to happen in Q4. But I do think it's very, very likely going to happen in the first half of 2026, and very possible that it could happen in Q1. Of course, it's going to be governed by what BTC wants to do. But if we can crack all-time high again, I tell you what, good chance that CRO token really gets its ass into gear and gets itself up to that 38 cent level again. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to actually set a limit buy right now using Bitunix. I'm going to set a take profit at 38 cents and kind of just show you what kind of profits that we can potentially be looking at with this. Okay, so I'm going to base it off the 4-hour chart, I think. Actually, yeah, I'll base it off, actually, you know what? I'm going to even base it, yeah, I'll base off the 4-hour chart here. Alright, so basically, we had a support on the daily, didn't we? So let's have a look on the daily. Reset the chart view. Let's have a look on the daily here. We said, yeah, we saw a pretty heavily respected line here. So we kind of got a low here and then a high low here. I'm gonna say bang on, pretty much bang. So 10093 is a level that I'm gonna want to buy. 10093. So we're gonna open up an order on CRO token right now using Bitunix. So over on Bitunix, so we open up CRO, okay, top left of screen, and let's just double check what we said. Yeah, I'm saying like 10, even, yeah, let's go 10101. Let's go 10101. So I want to make sure it's on limit, 5x long. The order price is 10101. I'll be pretty happy if we get a buy there, so we change that there. The cost value, yeah, basically actually, the cost value, I'm going to move a bit more funds over actually. We're going to move another $100 over because I have not moved funds over. So let's transfer. Just show you how it works, guys. So for example, alright. Okay, so I'm going to transfer everything I've got at the moment on my spot, which is $37. Let's transfer that over. That goes to my futures. Let's go back to futures. Okay. Go back to CRO token. Go back to CRO token. So we said, alright, we want to get in at 10101. 10101. The cost value, we crank that right up. I do it at 99. Okay. Now the take profit, guys. Alright. 38 cent for CRO. Let's have a look. With a $37 5x trade, we're trading a bit over $150. Okay, on 5x leverage. Now I'm just going to set just for fun 0.38, which was the high. Okay, 0.38, 38 cents. All right, the estimated P&L $2,870. All right, stop loss. Yeah, the stop loss on this one, we're going to pop this down like pretty low, I think. Let's have it like at let's go back to the CRO chart, have a look. I feel like if we, yeah, I'll set it here. 8127. 08127. 0 point 0.0 0.08127. Yeah. 0.08127. Right. Actually, let's go a little less than that, because that's gonna liquidate us. That's a little low for my liking. We'll do maybe a tight invalidation on this. We could say like keep this one tight, maybe like 9.7, maybe a little bit below, like maybe here 9.752. So that would kind of invalidate the previous higher low. 9.787. Let's see what we get if we chuck it at 9.787. So 0.09787. Yeah, so basically we get that in there. Okay, we're looking at a $32 loss on that trade there. Alright, so I'm going to open the long. You can always close it, so I'll open that long. You just want to confirm, make sure everything's alright. Confirm that. And then basically I've got another open order. Okay, guys. So guys, if you're in the stream, you're enjoying it, you support the CRO fam, do smash the like button. Folks, I do have a 1,000 CRO giveaway every single week. Yes, you heard it right. I give away 1,000 CRO every single week, and you actually can get paid to enter. I do it every single week. I announce it on Friday. We announced our winner. I think yesterday. Was a day late on announcing it, but I sent 1,000 CRO to their account. Super easy to do it, guys. Okay. All my trading and everything, I do it on Bitunix. They got the best spreads, no KYC, no VPN, best exchange for Americans, And in terms of this current deal we've got running here, deposit $200, get $40, deposit 500, get 100, deposit 1,000, get 200, deposit 2,000, get 400. So you can essentially get paid money. Guys, if you deposit $1,000, you get $200 back in trading bonuses you can use to trade. You can place trades, make more money, okay? Follow the streams to see what trades I'm doing if you're an absolute beginner or a beginner. If you're an experienced trader, a seasoned trader, just do your thing using your leverage, trade using Bitunix. Get the trading bonus, guys. Like, you can use the trading bonus and keep everything from the trading bonus, okay? And like, it's just such a good deal. Plus, you can enter in to win that 1,000 CRO every single week. So go ahead and get signed up, guys. The link to do it is right here, guys. It's just in the chat, bitunix.com, if you want to come ahead and get signed up. And please do take a moment to smash that like button as well, okay? And yeah, super easy to enter and come in and do it. But yeah, most importantly, hit that like button, guys. All right, so as you can see, we've got 2 trades open at the moment. 2 orders open at the moment, okay? So we've got a buy order on CRO, 5x long, and a buy order on BTC at 5x long. Right, if BTC price gets down to our, oh no, that's on our existing order there, but that's cool. All right, and then our open positions, yeah, we're just kind of flirting with a small profit there, 78 cents there for BTC. I'm going to be just chilling on that one for a while, basically. Chilling on that one for a while. We'll kind of just let that one ride. Got a pretty deep stop on that one anyway, and another a limit buy on BTC as well, and that's our limit buy there on CRO. So if we can get a buy in there, then that would be fantastic, guys. That's why I like when we use Bitunix, guys. It gives you like a really nice chart to take a look at. So using the chart here, you can see, you know, I'm not rushing this, okay? I'm not rushing. You know, if there's one thing I've learned from trading, swing trading, even scalping, any kind of trading, like, a really important tip is patience, guys. Patience. Take your time. Don't just rush in, and really take a moment to really analyze the trade. And you know, I always do like the idea of trying to get in on that deep retracement. Okay, and here for CRO, getting a buy-in price around here would be a nice, kind of like a nice deep retracement zone to kind of get in and get involved. All right, for CRO there. Okay. So yeah, we got our trades running, so pretty happy with how that's kind of all going. Okay. All right. So that's that there. Good. Okay, so yeah. So what we can basically do is, yeah, we can basically go over and have a look. Let's have a look. At CRO, we were checking out the daily. We had a bit of a look at the shorter time frames already on CRO. I don't think so. Or maybe we looked at the 4-hour. I think we looked at the 4-hour a little bit on CRO already. It looks pretty good. The 1-hour looked okay too. Definitely potentially looking at a buy zone pretty soon. 15 minutes trading well under the EMAs. You know, the 15 minute, we want to be getting over those EMAs for CRO token for sure. So not only are we under the EMAs, but we are actually right now this second. This is why it's important to also come down and look at the 15-minute chart and even lower. Okay, we are basically right now, that's, yeah, point of control. Right, really important here. So basically on CRO token right now, this is a really good example to understand right here. Okay, so what this is looking like is, it's looking like we're going to break down a bit more for CRO token and potentially test 10.110, okay, for CRO token, which if you were taking a short here, which I'm not going to take a short right now because I'm in for a deep retracement and then looking to the upside. But if you're someone that feels comfortable taking a short there, that's a very valid short. Okay, if you're looking to scalp that, 1.91%